Bama fans, it's coming. We finally got a nugget of when Alabama will take on FSU in Tallahassee. We'll break it down here and give our way too early preview of Alabama versus the Seminoles. Stick around. This is Waaaay Offsides. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. Welcome into Waaaay Offsides, your favorite sports talk radio. We're not radio, I'm just kidding. On YouTube. I don't know why I said radio. I was trying to talk fast to be funny, and I said radio. But anyway, stick around because we have a lot to talk about today. We're currently sitting in this dead period where it feels like there's not much going on outside of some recruiting talk, which, by the way, a big recruiting announcement about to be made here shortly. And it looks like the Georgia Bulldogs might get spurned in favor of the Miami Hurricanes. Check out that video we just posted about Jackson Cantwell on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a reaction and a comment on this video. Because although things are dead in the water in the sports world, at least the college sports world, every now and again, a golden nugget of information comes along that reminds us, hey, it's not that far away. Media days, even though it's kind of a shell of what if its former self, is right around the corner. And then before you know it, fall camp starts. And then before you know it, the season is underway. Labor Day weekend. I was 17. I bought a Coke and some... That's all I can sing before I get copyrighted. But in saying all this, we got one of those little nuggets that reminds us that those cool fall Saturday mornings where we're going to snuggle up on the couch and watch 14 straight hours of college football are well on the way. And one of those nuggets, the nugget we got today, is that the Alabama Crimson Tide, we already know they will open their 2025 campaign for a national championship against the scary and the whatever. No, there's not an adjective for them. I was going to try to make them sound really intimidating and then just laugh at their record last year. But Alabama Crimson Tide will go down to Tallahassee and take on the FSU Seminoles in Doak Campbell Stadium on August 30th. I'll be there. I'll be at the game. We'll be tailgating. Waaaay Offsides will be there. So if you're coming to the game, if you're a member, we'll have drinks and food for you. If you're a regular subscriber, come hang out with us, take some pictures. Members will have access to merchandise, stickers, like I said, drink, food, and we'll be there just partying it up in Tallahassee. If you've never been to Tallahassee, just make sure you bring some hand sanitizer. That's all I'm going to say. Place is gross. Really gross. But fresh off the announcement that Texas and Ohio State will play on Fox at noon, which is absolutely insane. We now know the kickoff time for Alabama FSU. The game will kick off at 3:30 Eastern time on August 30th. Crazy kickoff time. Yeah, it's more of a primetime spot than Ohio State or, in Texas. However, I don't know if you guys know much about Florida in the summer, but if you think Alabama gets hot in the summer, Florida is absolutely bonkers in the summer. The average temperature in Tallahassee in late August is around 92 degrees. Now, that doesn't sound too bad, right? Oh, no, it's no big deal, whatever. Well, it's also like 95% humidity. And we know, we've seen Alabama travel to Florida a couple of times. I believe the last 2 times they traveled to Florida, they struggled. They struggled with Florida. They struggled with USF. And a lot of that was due to the humidity and the conditioning and being able to keep up. So that summer workout program is really going to be important this year going into FSU. Now, a lot of you are like, Cotton, that's silly. We don't need to worry about it. FSU won like 5 games last year, like 1 game last year. I think they won really like 2, 3? I can't remember. But this is not going to be the same FSU team, just like it's not going to be the same Alabama team going down there. FSU is they've done okay in the transfer portal and recruiting. They've got Brock Glenn, who will likely be starting at quarterback. FSU should have a pretty good defense. Should. They've got a ton of wide receivers. They've got a pretty deep wide receiver room, but it remains to be seen. Now, what'll be interesting is Alabama will actually face a couple of their former players in this game. Roy Dale Williams, Malik Benson, guys like that. So that will actually be pretty interesting to see how Bama plays against those guys. who transferred out of Alabama down to FSU. A lot of people think they went chasing a bag, and it did not go well. The FSU experiment did not go well last year. There's plenty of coverage on our YouTube channel about it, about why Mike Norvell failed by focusing so heavily on buying recruits and poaching recruits, even really talented ones from Alabama, why it didn't work out. And so be sure to go check that out. But let's be honest here. The rosters, when we look at them, although I think FSU will be an improved team in 2025, they will not scratch the surface of a Florida Gators or Miami Hurricanes. FSU will still be one of the worst teams in the state of Florida. Now, you look at Alabama's roster. Alabama is bringing one of their most talented rosters to Tallahassee on August 30th. And if this staff can manage that weather, that muggy weather, they're going to need a lot of IVs, a lot of pickle juice, a lot of massages, getting those cramps out. If Alabama can manage those things, it should be a walloping in Tallahassee come August 30th. It should be. Now, it may take them a little bit. This is going to be the first game of the season. It's going to be hard for them to kind of get their feet up under them. Very intimidating environment, whether you like FSU or not. It is a very intimidating environment. It's a loud place. That stupid war chant they do is extremely loud. They do it nonstop. It's like their band doesn't know how to play anything else. But I think that Alabama likely, just with this offense that they're going to have this year, Ty Simpson was just invited to the Manning Passing Academy. That's another notch in that he might be the starter belt. It doesn't necessarily mean it, but Ty Simpson is going to be a much better polished passer than Jalen Milroe. The wide receiver room will be much more well-rounded. The defense should do exactly what we expect the defense to do. And with a sketchy Florida State offense, I just feel like Alabama will go into Tallahassee and get the job done big time. And a lot of people will be talking about them when it's over with. So what do you think? You think Alabama is going to go down there and just wallop FSU? Obviously, we don't want them to overestimate the opponent just because FSU was bad last year. There's a lot of blood and history there between Alabama and FSU. FSU got left out of the playoff 2 years ago in favor of Alabama after Jordan Travis got hurt. By the way, hate to hear that he retired from football. He just wasn't able to get back from that injury. That was a tough thing to watch. The guy was legit, and I believe FSU would have made some serious noise in that playoff if Jordan Travis were to have played. But, Mike Norvell was very vocal. And then, when Nick Saban retires, they go down and they just start poaching guys from Alabama. They pretty much built a roster off of Alabama's second string using NIL money. And then there's been a lot of jack and jaw jacking this offseason about how Alabama isn't the Alabama of old. There's been some players that have said some things, given some bulletin board material. And I think Alabama is going to go down there and, just with the attitude that we've heard about in this locker room and this mission-oriented focus that this team has, I think Alabama is going to make some noise in Tallahassee. Tell me what you think, folks. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.